Welcome, it's Sarah here from Thriving Solo, and today we're going to look at 10 simple tips to keep your favourite clients coming back without turning into a sleazy marketer or a tech wizard. These are all very simple things that you can put in place straight away. Now, why does client retention matter? For a start, I just want to say that this isn't about keeping your clients paying beyond their need for care, but it is about seeing them through their program of treatment. So you want to make sure that your clients keep coming back until they've finished their treatment, and possibly they may benefit from a maintenance program that takes them beyond the initial treatment program anyway. You might want to try and prevent any sort of condition from coming back again, or just give them a little bit of extra support and comfort to help them through their day-to-day stresses. So, like I say, why does it matter? Returning clients help smooth out our ups and downs of income. So when we've got some new clients coming in, it's the retained ones, the ones that are coming back, continuing their treatment, that keep our income nice and steady. Long-term clients need less marketing. Word of mouth grows quietly over time, and you won't need to do as much work to either retain or grow new clients. The marketing and intake take up a lot of your resource, so you should be aiming to get a good return on that investment, and that return comes through improved client retention. Familiar faces mean less admin, they mean more trust, and they mean fewer no-shows. So as you get to know your clients, they grow to like and trust you more with each treatment, and you get to know them, so you're not having to look back at your records as often. So it's a win-win always round. Small practices can really thrive on kindness and solid habits, not big budgets. So what's at the heart of client retention? It's primarily about service and connection. You're already giving the service, the client care, and the connection comes from a variety of small things that we do along the way. Showing clients that you remember them, little touches such as, remembering that they don't like the music on, or they like it a little bit softer, or perhaps that they need a more subdued lighting. Keeping treatment personalised, so jotting down a note or two for next time, means that we don't have to keep remembering this in our brains all the time. Just make a note on there at the top of their notes that of what their preferences are. Saying thank you often and genuinely. And that might sound a little bit of the wrong way around, because we're kind of hoping that our clients are going to be saying thank you to us, and yes, hopefully so, but we can still say thank you to them for filling out their forms promptly, for turning up on time, for just keeping to our schedule. Another one is making the practice feel like a safe place to come back to. Just to give you an example, I always used to tell my clients at the first appointment that this is their safe space. They can say what they feel, no judgment. And one client described my clinic as her sanctuary. She said that she knew she could complain and vent about what she was going through without any worry that it would be repeated, which even her good friends were liable to do from time to time. So don't underestimate that safe space aspect to your clinic. So let's go through some of the practical tips. These are just the client retention strategies. They are just high-level tips, and this is part of the business foundations aspect of our videos here and blog posts. We will also be going into a little bit more of some of the perks and packages that I'm going to cover as part of our marketing and client growth aspect. So let's have a little look. Tip number one is welcome follow-ups. Just sending a short text or email. I used to do this just after the initial appointment, not necessarily after every appointment, checking how things were going. Just, how are you feeling after yesterday's session? And using a templated message saves you time, but it's always nice as well to just perhaps slip in a personal note where it's appropriate. So, if somebody felt a little bit woozy getting up from the couch, then you could just sort of say, hope that wooziness went away and didn't come back. Tip number two is about appointment reminders. Now, we've talked about appointment reminders and scheduling a few times, so you can link back to that. But just gentle reminders, texts or emails for upcoming appointments. It's great to be able to offer some flexible rebooking options if your client's plans change, but do make sure that you're also covering your own boundaries by asking them for enough notice that you can manage your schedule. Tip number three is member perks and packages. And this is what I say we will cover in more depth in a different video elsewhere. But just some of the things that you can start to think about are simple prepaid packages, loyalty cards, or maybe even a small discount after a certain number of visits. Tip number four is asking for feedback. Just a quick anonymous 1-minute survey. You could hand this out with pen and paper, or you can send them a quick review questionnaire via email, and act on suggestions. So it's worth, if you make a change to your clinic, saying, oh, a few people asked for, say, softer music, so we've changed the playlist. And that way they know that you're listening. Okay, next tip, some clarity around scheduling. And this is more than just reminders. And it's also a little bit more than just the easy online booking, which is also, something really important and helpful for your clients, but also just trying to keep appointment times consistent where you can, so that clients know what to expect. Personal touches are great. You usually are going to be collecting their date of birth, and therefore your system should be able to tell you when they've got a birthday due. And even a basic, I hope that you have a great birthday, or did you have a great birthday? What did you do for it? Is, just one of those little touches that helps your clients know that they've got a connection with you. A little bit of basic education and gentle check-ins. I would very much recommend an email newsletter. Again, that's part of another stream that we're going to be covering. And it doesn't have to be daily. It's just something that you can send out on a regular basis, perhaps with a few home care tips or information about what's going on in your practice, or some seasonal advice. Being part of Chinese medicine, I used to talk about the changing seasons and how those changing seasons affect your health. It doesn't have to be salesy. You can keep it friendly and useful, and just make sure that they do know if you've got any offers going on. One to be, not underestimated is creating a warm, welcoming environment. This comes back a little bit to the safe place, but it's more than just that. It's providing cleanliness and comfort, and allowing your clients to see that you wipe down their spaces in between clients. It's good for them to be able to see that goes on, keeping clutter to a minimum. Some, like I say, small touches like making sure that the clinic space is warm enough for them, or perhaps on occasions cool enough for them. I had several menopausal women that actually needed the temperatures lowering a little bit. And again, that's something to add into their notes to make sure that it happens just before their appointment time. Privacy and respect as part of that warm, welcoming environment is really important. Making sure that they know that the sound carries only minimally, you're not going to be overheard by people outside. Having screens and doors that close properly so that clients don't feel that their health information is being overheard in any way, and that they've also got privacy for getting changed, for example. And another tip is making accessibility a priority. There's a good chance that you've got clients that have got accessibility issues and that's why they're seeking out your care. So just make sure that it's clear to them what the accessibility levels are at your clinic, how they can get to you, parking details, public transport tips, any access quirks that there might be in getting to your premises. Having the flexible booking is another key thing here, and having clear signage and step-free options if you're able to. If your building isn't perfect, then say so politely and describe what you can offer, what accommodations you can make. Prompt responses are also part of this, so aiming to reply to inquiries within a day, or even, if you can't manage that, letting them know when you will get back to them. And tip number 10 is acknowledging problems, because things will go occasionally wrong. That might be on your side, it might be on the client side. So handle complaints or honest feedback with kindness and a promise to fix what you can. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to take on board all complaints. If just one person is complaining about something and to change it would actually inconvenience 90% of the other people, then that's a time to sort of stick to your boundaries. But acknowledge missed appointments or lapses without blame and offer an easy way back in. A message just saying, no worries, get in touch with me when you're ready to book in again. So if any of these tips are sparking ideas, please drop your favourite one in the comments. I read every comment and reply with a biscuit emoji when I do. Just a few points though, as I said, on boundaries, because while we're doing what we can to create connection with our clients and make them feel safe, we also need to make sure that we've got those boundaries in place for sustainable retention. So set fair rules around cancellations and late arrivals, but you can make the odd exception if you feel it's warranted. I always used to say to my clients, I'd need 24 hours notice, otherwise there will be a cancellation charge. But if it's something that's really, can't be, you can't avoid it in any way, please let me know anyway, and I'll see what I can do. Lean on automation where it helps, but do try to add in the personal touch when you can. And remember that you don't have to be always on to keep clients happy. You need a healthy balance that keeps you kind and fresh. So let's just quickly recap. Retention isn't about gimmicks. It isn't all about those perks and packages. It's also about the regular everyday things, about check-ins, about remembering, not even necessarily remembering, but making a note of what their preferences are and creating a safe environment for them. That's how clients come back, because it feels good to, not because they don't have some other choice. So retention grows from honest care and a few reliable routines. Even small tweaks can make clients feel seen and valued, and that is something really special in today's environment. Most of our clients won't be getting that same level of personal connection when they go to see other medical practitioners. Trust that you don't need fancy systems or a big team in order to build loyalty. So this video is part of my business foundations series, where I'm helping solo practitioners to build strong, sustainable practices from the ground up. You'll find the full series over at theaccidentalhealthcarebusinessowner.com. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to take some time out today for your own self-care.